Hello everyone and welcome back to the Flutter Book Project. This is Lesson 2, Portrait of a Bird. You'll need some supplies for this project, some color pencils or markers, a standard pencil, and some fine-tip black markers for outlines. We start each week with a mindfulness exercise. The goal of these exercises are to just get you in a creative mind state. It's a better place to work from. This week, we're going to do mindfulness breathing. At this time, I'm going to ask you all to sit, stand, or lie comfortably, preferably with your eyes closed, and bring awareness to your breath as you inhale and exhale. Notice how your body feels as you breathe in and then out. Begin with several minutes and work your way up to 5 to 7 minutes per day this week. If this exercise brings value to your day, then continue to practice it. I encourage you to do that with all these practices. Take the ones that benefit you, leave the ones behind that don't. This week's poem inspiration comes from Emily Dickinson, A Bird Came Down the Walk. A bird came down the walk. He did not know I saw. He bit an angleworm in half and ate the fellow raw. And then he drank a dew from a convenient grass, and then hopped sidewise to the wall to let a beetle pass. He glanced with rapid eyes that hurried all abroad. They looked like frightened beads, I thought. He stirred his velvet head, like one in danger, cautious. I offered him a crumb, and he unrolled his feathers and rowed him softer home. Then oars divide the ocean to silver for a seam, or butterflies off banks of noon leap plashless as they swim. Dickinson is a classic poet, and hopefully you've all heard of her. This poem is both playful and fun, and I thought it would provide us good inspiration for a drawing. Let's plan that drawing out together. In step 1, we need to take out our Flutter book and turn to a new blank page. If you have the bird silhouette handout, go ahead and cut that silhouette out. We're going to use that as an outline for our bird. If you don't, pause the video here and freehand sketch a bird that fills roughly 2/3 of your page. I'm inking this in so you can see it a little better on screen. We're looking for a bird silhouette, and it can be any type of bird. In step 2, we're going to add some details into that bird. Birds need eyes, they need a beak. You can add some feathers in the wing. We can come back in later and add additional textures. In step 3, I want you to divide your background into a couple of different sections. I'm adding 1, 2, 3 lines all the way across. You'll notice that breaks my background down into different sections. I look back to the poem and I try to find inspiration for textures. I'm using broken lines, straight lines, dots, and hatching lines to incorporate textures found in nature. My first texture on the bottom is, I think that's dirt. The second texture is a sandy texture. This texture here is grass, so I'm just adding horizontal lines that bisect and dissect each other to make it look a bit like grass. I remember in the poem, Dickinson saying something about the bird drank from the dew of the grass. And then my top texture is something like sky. I use some curvilinear lines. In step 4, we can add in some more texture. So you'll notice that my bird has gotten more feathers. I'm also starting to add in some color. If you're having a hard time thinking about the texture you want to put on your bird, use your iPad or another device and look on the internet for photographs. These can inspire the way you draw, the colors you use on your bird. My bird is going to be a bluebird, and I'm using different colors and shades of blue to incorporate a variety in the bird. I'm even adding darker areas to look like shadow and lighter areas of blue to look like highlights. Once you've colored in your bird, now color in your background. This is optional, but for the last step, I wrote the poem on the left-hand page of my book. For me, writing the poem out is another way to learn it. And I encourage you, especially if you don't feel you're a poet yourself, copy great poetry, and that might lead to you being a better writer. In going back and rewriting this, I also realized that I had neglected to put in the worm that was mentioned in the poem, so I added that to my bird. Thank you for joining us for Lesson 2 of the Flutter Book series. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you to our ArtSpark funders, Texas Commission on the Arts, Christopher and Dana Reeves Foundation, St. David's Foundation, Austin Public Library, Cultural Arts City of Austin, and the Donald D. Hamill Foundation.